talking about absolutely fabulous. Joanna Lumley was in Dublin last weekend attending the very first Arsal Mobile Awards. Ireland AM's Kieran Grimes was only too delighted to chat with one of his all-time heroes. Let's see what they talked about.
Well, you are an established and a respected actress, up there with some of the finest performers, both comic and serious. And I actually have a little list here of some people who you've worked with, people like Peter Cushing, Morecambe and Wise, Harry Corbett, Patrick McNee, Stephen Fry, Rowan Atkinson, Harry Enfield, Jennifer Saunders, Dawn French. The list goes on and goes on.
And then all
on.
kinds of people like Peter O'Toole and Ben Kingsley and Ava Gardner. I mean, I'm A, older than the hills, darling, and
I don't believe that.
B, very well connected.
What would you say has been your defining feature? You know, why has Joanna Lumley succeeded while others haven't?
If any of us ever knew we'd work on it, we'd become even more sort of famous and rich. And I don't know what you don't know what it is, but if anything is successful, for instance, let's take Absolutely Fabulous, it's because the brilliant Jennifer Saunders invented those wonderful characters and allowed us to develop them. And the scripts are sharp and funny, unexpected at a time when comedy wasn't exactly like that. And so actors always owe a great deal to their scripts. In fact, I'm a writer file, you know, if that's a word. I'm a passionate fan of writers. You cannot get better than your material. Yeah. No, what I mean is you can't, you know, if your material's bad, you can't be good.
Okay. And you mentioned Absolutely Fabulous. At the time, whenever it started, had you any idea what you were actually...
None. It was on BBC Two. We thought an audience of about 1.5 million, maybe a bit more because Jennifer was so popular. Yeah. And we thought maybe the southeast regions of England who knew about London and Harvey Nicks might get it. And now we've had people out in huge sort of truckers in Texas sending us letters, and people out in Saskatchewan and Thailand and things.
I mean, it's among many of the all-time great TV cult classics what you are associated with. I mean, you've been in Steptoe Son. Are you being served? Coronation Street?
And I was in things. I never really stuck to them. I mean, I was never allowed to be in them for more than about one episode, and I was always pretty girl in bus or something like that. Yeah. And I'd say, oh, hello, and have nothing to do. And in Coronation Street, I was in for a little bit, but it was only a short interlude.
You were Ken Barlow's girlfriend?
I was, and he said, will you marry me? And I said, no, I'm mad. I mean, Joanna Lumley was going, please, can I stay in? And my character, Elaine Perkins, said no.
You must have a great sense of achievement and fulfillment because, you know, your creativity has contributed to so much. I mean...
Kieran, that's sweet of you to say, but you know, I think I've taken more than I've given. I've received so much, I've had such a good time, met so many incredible people, and learnt so much from watching. But anyway, I'll just take that little compliment and have a look at it later tonight.
If you were to pick one character that you've played, which character would be the most challenging that you've ever done? I did
Hedda Gabler in Dundee, and that was it's a hell of a play, and she kills herself at the end, but it's kind of it's not really a gloomy play, it's just sharp and strange, and I found that was interesting because I've since then played several suicides, and they're the hardest people to play. Right. It sounds funny, but it's really dreadful because you have to get in the head of somebody like that. But to be fair to all actors, the worst parts we are given, which we are regularly, is dull people. Right. Mad people, dangerous, horrible people, people crying, sobbing, fighting each other. Those are lovely to play. But being dull in a corner is the hardest work.
There seems to be so much more to you than the actress. I mean, you do writing, and you've done documentaries, and you're presenting. One which comes to mind, which I really liked, was Girl Friday.
Did you like that? I loved that.
I can remember watching it and I thought to myself, is that Joanna Lumley? Because we're so used to seeing you, glamorous and with all the trimmings, but there you were just stripped bare.
That's right. It seemed worth. They sort of said, wouldn't it be funny if Patsy was put on a desert island without a bottle of vodka? And I said, well, look, that'd be funny for 30 seconds, but if we really want to do this, let's do it properly and really have a go for all the women, because I think all of us actually think, what would a desert island be like? And then people have said, oh, but you had the film crew. But the truth is, the crew lived on a boat, which went off every night. Yeah. But there was nothing on the island to be frightened of. There were no people. I owned nothing. There was nothing to rob, and nobody to rob me.
One thing I do remember, you made a pair of shoes from your bra. I thought it was very innovative.
That is the
creative.
That is my finest achievement of my life. I think on my tombstone will hang my little shoes.
And any advice for any actors out there? What would you say?
This is the advice. If you don't have to act, don't. If you have to act, don't give up.
I wonder what size her shoes are, or her feet are.
I have no idea.
Why?
Let's have a quick, no, we don't have time for this,
Okay.
folks. Quick wrap of the headlines now. Brian, please.
Thanks, Mark. So your main stories this morning, George W. Bush leads his...